the situation we are in this country, I think we need government to put more money in agriculture because people are seriously hungry. And I want government to lower the price of the food stuff because that is what's really what Nigeria wants now. So we don't want anything down food now. We want government to help us and lower the price of the cost of the food. I think that is the best thing to make things better for the children and everybody in the country.
About the malnutrition of foreign children in this country, I think government should take a holistic approach on agricultural development. For example, the middlemen, the retailer, and some other marketers are making things difficult for the poor man. Even though government is trying its own at the upper side for everything to be subsidized or to come to be cheaper, we should try to diversify our economy from petroleum to agriculture. Already in those days when we are growing up, agriculture is one of the major part of revenue, both in and out, that gave us money. Not on the discovery of petrol at late 50s or late 50s or early 60s. Then everybody is now focusing on petroleum products. But now, what we need in this country is that a poor man, if a poor man can get 3 square meals a day, he didn't need mansion in Metama or Asokoro. Once he can feed himself for 3 days, I think he will let go. So what I want that government should take a holistic approach on agriculture and try to checkmate the marketers, both the retailers and the wholesalers that are selling something in the market. Government should have a mechanism that they will force the marketer, the retailers that sold out to the last consumer. They should know how to set a committee or task force that will go from one market to the other. You understand? And even the Ministry of Agriculture should not sit down in the office and start distributing money to people without monitoring the project. You understand? Government has tried. Government gave out money, but policy implementation and monitoring. There's no monitoring in this country. Once you give any jack and any money in this country, you go and expend the money, and at the end of the day, they carry it to court. When the person still around 100 billion, and you are telling the person to bring 5 billion or 10 billion, we are encouraging another person to do that. So why will hunger will not kill us in this country, which is not supposed to be so?
Government should reduce the prices of food. The prices of food is too expensive, and especially the light, electricity, they are too high. And at least government to find solution for it. If government can reduce the price of food, at least we mothers, we can be able to feed our children very well. You can see some of us, like now, if you go to the market now to buy pepper 200 naira, you cannot be able to make a food with pepper of 200 naira. At least government should reduce the price. If government reduce the prices of things, at least we can be able to feed ourselves and our children.
You see, what they can do to suppress this kind of a problem, one thing that I see is that there is this problem of fuel in Nigeria. The price of fuel is too high, and most of things we do in Nigeria depends on transportation, which is being run by the masses. By the time you buy fuel, maybe 1,000 naira per liter, what will you do with the fuel? It aids everything, both the food they produce from the farm, taking it to the market, you going to the market to buy it, everything depends on transportation. They should try and do something about the fuel. That fuel, the price is too high, and it's affecting a lot.
Nigeria government have a lot to do pertaining to the malnutrition of the children. Not even only the children, even the adults. Because of the economic situation, a lot of people cannot afford 3 square meals in a day. As a father, as a guardian, is when you have in pocket that you can make provision for the children. But what you don't have, you cannot give the children. Because the children, they are independent, they are dependent. They depend on their parents. So the government should find a way of creating job opportunity. If there is a job opportunity, people will be able to go home with a little, at least to take care of their children. Number one, ignorance is there. Some people are ignorant of what the balance diet is there. While other not ignorant, but lack of financial capability is another thing. So the primary one is the availability of the works for somebody to engage and be able to do something and hand something. Africa, Nigeria now is in dilemma pertaining to economic situation. A lot of people are hired to do work, but they don't have work to do. So these are the primary things that both the state, federal, and the local government. And my call is on federal government to give local government autonomy, so that a lot of things will fall to the local government. States are too far to the masses. The grassroots need somewhere to go nearby. State is far to the grassroots. So federal government and state government should try to create to allow autonomy to the local government. When there is a local autonomy, before in the 80s and 70s, local government have autonomy. All many local government authority, they have Ministry of Work, they have Ministry of Agri. All these things, when they are doing, everybody is not coming to the state. They go to the local government, they seek, there's a contract there, there's a value of work in all the local government. But now there's nothing, it's paralyzed. So it creates more burden to the state, while the state creates more burden to the federal. So the federal should try and make sure that local government autonomy work effectively, so that the bulk of money will go to the local government. The local government that bulk money, they should monitor them. Because of the corruption level of Nigeria, if you give, you have to monitor. If you didn't monitor, Nigeria, we are so crazy that only me and my people associate. So Nigeria government should create avenue to monitor the money they release, how it's being distributed, how it's being utilized.
It's not by sharing money for people. That is how people can get to buy food for their children, that it will help their body. There was a things that before our federal government need to be helping people, that things is very easier for us, because the problem that we are facing in this country, that is hardship for the parents to get a nice food, is the first challenge. Our marketers that are not helping the country. Why? Because there was not fixing price, so everybody can export, import, and do whatever what he like, because sell at the price as he like. Why? Because the federal government does not put in eye for the business, food administration, and the other things. So this problem now is facing this country is terrible for the country. We don't know what are we going to, because in the next years that is coming, if government doesn't look into it and do something about it, it will be very terrible for us.
The Nigerian government should reduce the prices of food, because the price of foodstuff now are very high, and people like have up to 3 to 4 to 5 children. The quantity of food that they used to eat is much, which some people cannot afford it. So I think the government should help us to look inside the prices of food. The electricity, things are getting high. Prices of everything is just getting high. Of which even the house rent, many things are getting high. Some people cannot even afford to feed their children by 3 square meal a day. Some to even 6 square meal or 1 is even difficult. Everything is just the government should help us to look into the matter.
It's a very sad but real statistics. I think what the government ought to do and concentrate on is to make our farmland safe, because Nigeria has 65% arable land. So I see no reason why our children, since we can grow food, why can't we eat? So first and foremost, the government needs to make sure that 65% of our land that is arable, that can grow food, should be made safe enough for our farmers to grow food. That's the only way I think they can avert these statistics you just mentioned, about 400,000 children falling into malnourishness.
What the statistics show is correct, because even it's visible apart from the figures. My take here is that, and my advice and recommendation respect to this topic is that federal government and state and local government should create more jobs for the teeming population to be engaged, because cost of food are in the rising side, and the income and take home is nothing to talk about. So it affects the feeding balance and also affects a lot of budgets. More jobs should be created, more salary should be reviewed upwards. And in the aspect of agriculture, the environment, the farmers should have enabling environment where more would like to invest, more want to engage, because nobody will want to go to a farming line now without a full security being provided. And you cannot invest on agriculture now, knowing quite well that at the end of the farming season, your investment will not return. The return of investment either will be low, or the total what you have labor over a month, over a year, you have nothing to go home with. So the environment should be saved in terms of security, in terms of access to fertilizer, and more people should be encouraged to engage in farming so that we have enough in the society to feed the population.
The government of Nigeria is supposed to help our parent for those children, so that those children no go be the same with those children where this affect to them. So I'm advising to Nigerian government and donors what we did for this our country, that is NGO, the internal one and the external one, to help join hands together with our Nigerian government to help the parents promote and stop all those things when those children they die at smaller age, so that this our country be grow. And these children, when they see die here now, before you know these children die, this our country, you know any people when you come defend our country for the next like 30-something years or 20-something years ago. So that is why I appeal to government, that is more especially federal government, because we're supposed to be from federal government, state government, and the local government to help the children and to help the parents for those children who are supposed to be grow and chop better team. Government get plenty way to help those people. If government like to help our parents for this thing, you know how we go along. Because now if I say somebody tip somebody money or somebody lose your phone, government know how to go catch the person. So how government know understand to get the something from the government direct to the parent, house to house, and local, from the local government up from the ward level, up from the polling unit to local government, up from the polling unit to ward, from the ward to the local government, from local government to state, from state to the federal level, so that our people be grow and our children be grown, and saving our children when they see them like from 5 years to down, to grow how you want to learn, how we want to, it not be only to feed into the children, and to give them better education for this country. Government get chance to give all the Nigerian free education. Sure. You get the capacity now. If you look at our country, what we get for our country, this Nigeria, not all the African entire nation to get it. So I'm appeal to the government, Nigerian government, to help of our parents, to help our children, so that our children be grow successfully and the way everything. That is my advice to our Nigerian government and donors, so that and the other people when you do for Nigeria will get money.
If you don't have any reasonable food to eat, I think you will not get any nourishment in your body. You understand what I mean? So if the food comes, the food circulates and everybody get food, eat. Because if you check the situation of this country now, many people are hungry. Some family members cannot even feed their family. You cannot even 3 times. As I'm talking to you now, I only took breakfast since morning. So yes, and a lot of people in the country, that's what they are facing now. So we want government to do something on it before it go out of hand.
When we are talking of malnourishment, it's food, it's hunger. Yeah, once you don't eat a balanced diet, you have to face a malnutrition, that your diet is not balanced. Like example, one person is saying that since morning that he ate breakfast, he hasn't eaten anything. How do you expect the person not to be malnourished? So how do you expect a person that don't eat a balanced diet in a day that will not be malnourished to the extent of resorting to kwashiorkor or other diseases? So government should take holistic approach on agriculture, especially focus on agriculture. I think one the city can have a 3 square meal a day. Poor man will not need anything more than for him to feed well. The government is trying. Government, no any money that the government is not giving out. Every ministry has collected his budget, but how do they implement it? And when do they implement it? There has to be a monitoring. Government is trying, but we are not monitoring the project. Once you give people money for contract, they do it anyhow. When they share with the director and PAMSEC, I can both say it anywhere. Yes, and corruption is one of the major canker ones that will ruin this country. We should fight corruption holistically, otherwise nothing will work.
They lead to you go and say and go to the market to buy. Like now, if you carry 2,000 naira, go to the market to buy something. When you go to the market, the price will be more than that 2,000 naira. So we parents too, we are hustling. We are trying our best. But the prices is too much. That is our own problem. It's just the price.
Everything depends on fuel in Nigeria. There is nothing you are going to do in Nigeria that you will not use fuel, because we use it for transportation. You cannot do anything without transportation. There is nothing you can do without transportation. So they just have to do something about the fuel so as to enhance everything. When they tackle the fuel issue, I swear to God, Nigeria will be better.
But when we are talking of government, we talk of the private people that God bless. Your blessing, when many have died, they not bury them with money. They should try to show hand of charity to the masses. You know, majority of Nigeria are corrupt, and that corruption are being embedded in our system. Look, when I'm in secondary school, there's a book that we read. We call it Incorruptible Judge. The title of the book is Incorruptible Judge. Inside that book, there's a area they define bribe. What is a bribery? They say bribery is a cancer eating into the very fabric of the nation, and that's why the future hope of this country must be still clear of bribery. It showed that the bribery has been with us since 60, and this epidemic is with us up to 2000 and something. So Nigeria, we know that we are corrupt, but it's the government to stand and restore their responsibility. Because when you know the people you are dealing with, you make provision. You have to provide enough of security. Even the so-called people they are giving, you have to monitor them. Otherwise, when you give them, they will share out, and the remaining out, they will go and sell it. Yeah, it has been for a long. So Nigeria have to rise up. Without rising up, you will be say you give out with your mind, but it will not reach where you is supposed to reach. So Nigeria government should not sit there in office and say we did 1 million trillion this thing and sit down and you are sitting down for the report. In Yoruba they say that tabata atoni, if you shoot you have to follow. If you didn't follow, if you kill, that killing on no animal will just kill, we eat it. So you have to follow it. But Nigeria when they shoot, they will not follow. So when they didn't follow, the people that are closer by, they be the gainer. And the main people that decide for this thing will not get it. Look at what is happening. Food stop are coming down little by little. But go to the people that are buying in the unit. But you will not see the difference of the dropping of the price of the food. So all these things are part of the role of government to come down and assist the masses. Nigeria are suffering. And when you and the masses are suffering much, look at the head, look at our education sector. Anything you think of us, you think of it, the masses are suffering. And we don't have anybody to call. After God, now government. So we are calling on government to come to our aid. Almighty God with all of us.
Well, once the price of food drop, children can be able to be feeding well. The parents can be able to feed their children where they can provide food at the available time. The children will be feeding well, water, all those things. The children can be feeding well, and then all those things will not be happening to them. They will live healthy. Vegetable is very expensive. Everything, pepper, onions, everything is very expensive in the markets. And those are the things that give carbohydrate to the children. How would they feed? How could they protein? All those things, how would they cope? So the government should help us.
You see, the parents cannot say much because obviously the prices of food are high. The point I'm making is if we can make use of our arable land, if the government can intervene and make our arable land safe for people to go to farm, then parents will be able to feed their children.